If procrastination keeps showing up in your life, there's a word you've probably been using to explain it: lazy. And that one word might be doing more damage than anything else. If you've been calling yourself lazy, nothing is wrong with you. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're not secretly self-sabotaging. You're responding to pressure with a nervous system that's trying to protect you. In this video, I'm going to show you why calling yourself lazy quietly trains resistance, how it creates a hidden emotional cost most people never notice, and how changing that label can change your relationship with momentum. This isn't about positive thinking. It's about stopping a psychological loop that keeps you stuck. Most people don't start out thinking they're lazy. They arrive there slowly. It happens like this. You set an intention, you don't follow through, you feel frustrated, so you try harder. You still don't follow through, so your brain looks for a simple explanation. And the simplest one is, I must just be lazy. It feels honest. It feels self-aware. It feels like accountability, but it's not accurate. It's a story you tell to make sense of a pattern you don't yet understand. Here's why the laziness label sticks, because from the outside, your behavior looks exactly like laziness. You delay, you avoid, you don't start, you do other things instead. So it feels logical to assume the internal cause must be a lack of effort. But identical behavior doesn't mean identical motivation. You don't procrastinate on meaningless work, do you? You procrastinate on important work, the email that matters, the project with stakes, the thing that could actually move your life forward. Lazy people don't procrastinate on things they don't care about. They just don't do them. That alone should tell you something. When something matters to you, it carries emotional weight. Expectations, identity meaning, fear of failure, fear of judgment, uncertainty about the outcome, and emotional weight changes how your nervous system treats the task. Under pressure, your brain isn't asking what's the best long-term move, it's asking what reduces discomfort right now. So if starting feels loaded, your nervous system shifts into protection mode, not because you're lazy, because it thinks you're under threat. This is the part that most advice ignores. When pressure builds, your prefrontal cortex quietens down. Threat detection ramps up, decision-making narrows. Your brain becomes excellent at avoidance behaviors and terrible at initiation. That's why procrastination feels automatic, like you didn't have any control over it. It's because it's not a choice, it's a response. Calling that response lazy is like calling a smoke alarm defective because it's loud. It's just doing its job. You just don't like the signal it's delivering. Here's the part nobody talks about. Every time you call yourself lazy, you don't just describe your behavior, you describe your identity. And identity labels shape how your nervous system treats future tasks. When you tell yourself, I'm lazy, your system hears, I can't be trusted, I'm unreliable, I always mess this up, I'm a problem that needs fixing. So the stakes rise, the pressure increases, and starting feels even more unsafe next time. Calling yourself lazy doesn't motivate you, it trains your nervous system to associate action with threats. Here's the loop most people don't see. You procrastinate, you call yourself lazy, you feel guilty, you escalate pressure, you promise to do better, you raise the stakes even higher, and now the task feels heavier than it did before, so your nervous system resists harder, so you procrastinate again, and the laziness story feels even more true. This isn't a discipline problem, it's a pressure escalation problem, and the laziness label is fuel for that fire. Look, I know this loop personally. For years I thought I just had a motivation problem. I mean, I could sprint, I could work under pressure, I could deliver bursts, but I couldn't make momentum repeatable. Every push required recovery, every delay carried guilt, and procrastination kept coming back stronger. So I told myself the same story. I'm just lazy. I always do this. I can't be trusted with long-term projects. until I stopped trying to beat myself into productivity and started trying to understand what my nervous system was really responding to. That shift changed everything for me, not because I became more disciplined, because I stopped escalating the pressure. This is the reframe that changes the emotional cost. Procrastination isn't laziness, it's protection. It's your nervous system saying, something about this feels unsafe right now. That safety might be emotional, it might be cognitive, it might be energetic, it might be expectation based, it might be identity based. But until you address that, no amount of motivation will unblock initiation. This is the foundation of the momentum reset method. We do not ask, how do I force myself to do this? Rather, we ask, what pressure is my system responding to right now? Here's a gentler, more accurate language shift. Instead of, I'm lazy, try, I'm under pressure, or this feels heavy, or my system is overloaded, starting doesn't feel safe yet. This isn't self-indulgence, it's diagnostic accuracy, and accuracy lowers shame. Shame raises threat. Threat blocks initiation. So when procrastination shows up, just pause. Don't judge it. Just notice, I care about this. Then ask, what feels difficult about starting this? Then reduce the task until it feels almost too easy. Then give yourself permission to stop. The permission to stop is what lowers the threat, and threat is what blocks momentum. So please hear this. Calling yourself lazy has an emotional cost. It raises pressure, it trains resistance, it turns work into a threat, it keeps the loop alive. So you're not lazy, you're overloaded. And overloaded systems don't respond to force, they respond to safety. If procrastination has been frustrating you and you want a calm, step-by-step way to reduce internal pressure and rebuild momentum without burning out, the momentum reset method is linked below. And if this resonated, let me know in the comments, what's the label you've been using to explain your procrastination? You don't need a new identity, you need a new explanation.